Good evening, once again, dearly beloved. This is Tabitha Health and Wellness, an online platform where we bring in information that will help us to stay healthy. And we thank God that God has been helping us for the past months and for years now. We've been doing this consistently. I'm trusting God that as you join us tonight, whether you are a first timer or you're a consistent member, a regular member of Tabitha community, joining us tonight, I'm trusting God that you will learn things that will also inspire you and also help us to impact, that will help impact on your health and on the health of other people that come around you as well. So I'm glad tonight. Welcome. So, because of the people that are coming for the first time, this platform is only for information and education purpose alone. We share information, we give you tips and all of that, and sometimes we share certain home remedies and non-conventional practices that can help us to stay healthy. But if you have any health condition, I want to appeal to you. Please ensure that you do a very thorough investigation of your health issues. See a medical practitioner. Don't visit a quack. Make sure you visit a professional and somebody that can give you a right diagnosis to your issues. And if you have a trusted physician as well, please do not hesitate to say them, because on this platform we do not diagnose or treat any kind of disease at all. So let's dive into today's class. Today's class, we're going to be talking about the third classes of food. 2 weeks ago, we started these classes of food. We dealt with a carbohydrate. We talked about protein. The first week we did with protein, and the second one we did carbohydrate. Second we did carbohydrate, and tonight I'll be talking about fat and oil. So when you hear the word fat and oil, an average person, when you once you hear the word fat and oil, especially women, say they don't want to hear fat, cholesterol, fat, this and all of that. So let's actually get down to the truth about those fat and oil. Is it something that we need to avoid, or something that we need to pay attention to, or what are the areas that you and I need to focus on so that we can get the full benefit of this wonderful class of food? Now, fat and oil, it's not your enemy. Rather, it is another blessing from God. So how do I mean? So tonight I'll be talking about the third classes of food that we have. The third classes of food that we have, okay? Um it's it's been very interesting because the feedback that I've been getting from these topics have been very amazing. Honestly, I thought within myself that I should deal with this particular topic so that people can understand the basic principle behind combining their food and the importance of each of the things they do. I realize a lot of people don't even understand why they eat what they eat. What is the purpose of eating it? Why do you have to combine your food certain ways? Why should why should you why should you eat certain things for particular period of time, or why should you avoid certain food a particular period of time? The timing and everything, I realize that a lot of people don't know why they do what they do. People just do things for the sake of doing things, or for the fact that they grew up to learn and to do things that way, or they were taught. So there's no clarity in the way people eat. So I thought, let's do that. And a lot of people, a lot of women have been giving amazing testimony, amazing report concerning that. I'm excited that we are doing this. So tonight I'll be talking about fat and oil. Fat and oil, the third classes of food. I think we're going to stop at these third classes, and then we can do our food combinations. Fat and oil, like I said, they are not your enemy. They're actually one of the three macronutrients that is very essential. You know, when we were talking about protein, I mentioned that there are micronutrients that are very important. The ones that you need in large amounts or large quantity. When you hear macro means bigger quantity, a bigger amount, or so something bigger, or something large, or something like that, something big. The micro is small, minute, very minimal, very small and tiny. Okay, so one of the macronutrients that are very important, that is very important for your well-being, is fats and oil. Okay, so they are very crucial, as important important as carbohydrate and as important as protein as well. So don't be afraid anytime you hear fat, anytime you hear oil. They're crucial for proper functioning and good health of the body system. Do you know what? Certain people suffer from shortage of good oils, amount of oil in the body system. Some people suffer because they have excess or the bad kind of oil deposited in their bloodstream. And some don't even have sufficient. Deficiency of any kind of this nutrient can bring anyone down to any kind of diseases. It can be a precursor. It might just be the trigger of any form of issue. So you want to avoid being deficient of any of the classes of food. You want to have adequate amount of each one. There's a balance between the carbohydrates, your protein, and the fat. So tonight, let's look at what are the things that we need to pay attention to when we hear the word fat. Now, like we said, it is not your enemy. Rather, they are part of the micronutrients that are very important alongside with your carbohydrate and your protein. Especially for us women, the right kind of fat are vital for hormonal balance. In fact, you see, when you don't have the right kind of fat, certain things happen to you. When you don't have the right amount, you have hormonal imbalance. Just take it. That's why sometimes the doctor or your gynecologist or sometimes your fertility people, they recommend certain medication. One of the things they also recommend is Evelyn Primosis. And every Primosis is what? It's oil. Okay? So they apply so that that can balance. That means there's this deficiency of the right kind of oil, and that's why they ask you to take that evening promises so that can boost your model. In fact, that's one of the major things that they recommend for people with for women that have mentioned certain issues in their bodies. They say just take or menopausal issues or like that. Say take evening premises. So now that's a kind of good oil that way. There for women, we need for hormonal for balancing. It's also important for reproductive health. It's also important for skin. If you don't have the right amount of fat, the right kind of fat in your body system, your skin begins to age. Okay, so it's important for skin. It's also important for mood. It's also important for your bone health. Imagine this. So when you hear the word fat, and next time, don't what see it as enemy. Fat or fat. So at the end of today's class, we will be able to get a better understanding, deeper understanding and knowledge to understand to differentiate between the good fat and the bad fat. So let's just quickly look at what are some of the functions of healthy fats and oils in our body system. Number first one, like I said, is hormonal and reproductive health. It is very key. Cholesterols are fat, okay, and fat are the raw materials for estrogen, progesterone, and other hormones. Okay, they are the raw materials. The raw materials for all of those things to progesterone. So if there's no good fat and oil, it can affect the progesterone level, which can affect the fertility, can have cause it can also cause what do you call it now? Miscarriages. If somebody have that issue, can cause miscarriages. It can cause a whole lot of things in the body system. It can bring forth about fibroid. It can cause issues like that. So it's important to understand this basic, I said, for estrogen, progesterone, and other hormones in the body system. Hormone functions are very critical for our well-being. Okay, so as I dive in, so let me say fat, the solid part, oil, the lighter part, the liquid part. That is what they say fat. They say oils. Okay, fat is the solid form, and then the oils is the liquid form. Okay, so the second functions of healthy fat. You see, I'm emphasizing on this healthy fat. The second function of healthy fat in the body system. So still no, sorry, still talking about the other one that you need that amount of, and it is know that it is this fat that converted to cholesterol and all that and helps the profile, the triglyceride. There's no when you go to run your lipid profile test, okay? When you want to run the lipid, you have the cholesterol, you have the LDL, you have the total cholesterol, you have the LDL, the LDL, you have the HDL, you have the triglyceride, okay? you have the total cholesterol. In fact, you have the very low, that's VLD, okay? That is the very low density lipoprotein. So when you hear LDL, is the like when you hear LDL, okay, and the and HDL, there is another one that is even smaller, denser than the LDL, okay? Low density lipoprotein, that is the LDL. There's also the very low density lipoprotein. There is the HDL, which is the high density lipoprotein. There is the triglyceride, which is also part of the oil that is also in the bloodstream. There is also, they call the two total cholesterol, to know the percentage of the total cholesterol that we have. You see, there's no way where in the range that it has to be zero. Okay, now you get it clear. There is no place where it is called zero that they must not see anything. So see, there's a range. Okay, it is, some will say it should be less than 200. LDL should be HDL, so depending on the range. Some say 35, 40, from 40 to certain to 60, depending on the capacity, depending on the range that we have in the hospital. Okay, so but of course there are certain parameters that it should not be lower. It should not be lower than to lower range. It should not be higher in some range. So all of these things are very, very important. So, but there's no way they will say it must be zero. Okay, so it means that there is need there, because we have need for all of this fat in our body system, and that's why I said, so low healthy fat in your body system, low healthy fat intake can cause irregular cycles. Okay, it can cause infertility challenges. It can also bring about menopausal discomfort. Menopause, as we've all known, is not the problem itself. It is also some of the challenges that come along with it. So it can affect it, menopausal issues, the discomfort. So some of the examples of these oils that can help, the omega-3 fatty acids from some flaxseed oils and fish oils that can reduce menstrual cramps and hot flashes. You see, you can also get them from flaxseed. That's why flaxseed is one of the very good a seed that is for women in this particular category. It has some amount of oil that are wonderful. Then the second function of fat in your body system is for the brain, for the mood, and for nervous system. You see, brain, your brain is about 60% or more fat. So LD fat supports memory. If you don't have, you have shots, if you have that, you can start having all kinds of sensation for your brain. Your brain will say, the major one that we talked about is that a person has low sugar. That's why the level of them is feeling fainty and all of that. It could also be fat level might be low. The right amount of fat level in the bodies of that person might be low. So it is important to understand. It is very important for us to know that your mood can be affected, your nervous system can be affected on it. So mental clarity is a problem. If you have mental clarity, it might just be because the good fats in your body system are not just adequate. So it is important for it to be elevated. The other part that is also important is your skin, your hair, and your nails. Sometimes some people have brittle nails, they have broken the nails that's always breaking off. It might not even be vitamin B, some vitamin B deficiency. It may just be because the person have low amount of the good fat in the body system. Okay, now deficiency can also cause dry skin, brittle hair, and weak nails. Your nails become very weak and all of that. So these are some of the things that can affect. It can affect your bone and your joint health. Your joint health. Now, a lot of times when people have arthritis, it may not even just because it may be because they have wrong amount of oil that is depositing in their that is not having effect and depositing in their body system. Now, so you see, if you have good fat, it means that it will help the bones and the joints. So one of the things we want to consider for anyone with arthritis and the likes is the fact to want to change the entire diet. You see, It's coming here now. You can see, can figure out that it is important for us to actually eat healthy, eat balanced. While we had at our 30 days child orientation class yesterday, the day before yesterday, now we had a lot of women actually mentioning that when they after the class on the classes of food, they change their pattern of eating, and I'm so happy and impressed about it. And they are seeing a lot of changes from changing their pattern and their the style of their food. I taught some principles on also how to put their food together, and then that will help us. So if you are not doing that, it may just drive down to osteoporosis and the likes of that. So it's important. That's why I always mention that the kind of oil that you are using in your kitchen is very critical. I'm always agitating if I don't have the right kind of oil. Okay, we need the oil. We need the right kind of oil, and we really need it in the right quantity. Your bone, your joint health is very crucial. Fat helps absorption of vitamin D. Absolutely. Now, if you don't have cholesterol, when you come, that's why I say you should stay under the sun. If you stay under the sun and you don't have fat, the right amount of fat, you don't have the right amount of fat, the sun is not going to get anything to convert on your skin to convert to produce cholesterol. So it is important for us to have the amount of the right kind amount of oil. And if you have that amount of oil, if you are deficient in that one, it can also cause deficiency in your vitamin, in your calcium absorption. And these begin to affect the joint and all of that. So it is very important to know that omega-3, that's why omega-3 helps to reduce the fat. So um, it's those are some of the things that we need to understand. Then let us understand some certain principles about fat as well. Fat, there's so many things they call fat soluble vitamins. Fat soluble vitamins are vitamin A, vitamin D, E, and K. They are stored and transported by fat. In fact, there are this particular category of vitamin, especially sometimes with vitamin A. So when we are telling some people to take carrot, because of the carrot vitamin A, the carotenoid that will oil will help to process to convert to vitamin A. Okay, it is important for us to also put some oil. So certain times when you want to take carrot for high issues, you want to get vitamin A, we recommend sometimes you take like coconut oil, 1 tablespoon of coconut oil alone. We have done a challenge like that I said we should add 1 tablespoon of coconut oil to the carrot that we are taking so that we can get the benefit of vitamin A from that. So your eye and your skin health, vitamin A, very important. Your fat is the transporter. So we allow you to take that so that you can transport vitamin A to the appropriate place. Vitamin D. Vitamin D is also a fat store. They are also fat soluble vitamins, which is essential for bone and immunity. So if you don't have another, that's why K1, they give, like what they want to do, they put a precursor, vitamin D and K2. So when you want to take vitamin D, they give like a precursor of K2. They give a bottle of oil so that there can be a proper absorption. Some people, when they give vitamin D, they will even tell you to take like coconut oil, cold pressed coconut oil alongside so that there can be proper absorption of vitamin D. I hope you are getting something for what I'm saying. Then vitamin E also is also a fat soluble, which is a powerful antioxidant for anti-aging, for cancer issues and the likes like that. They're very good for that. Vitamin K, also a bone density and also blood clotting. So the oil that you take, they will help to transport it. So now, if somebody is not, when you say maybe somebody have low platelet level, for instance, it may just be because the person doesn't have the right amount of oil to help to transport vitamin K, which is good for blood clotting and then for bone density. So you see how healthy eating, we can't beat healthy eating. When somebody is saying put your table in the right way, design your table appropriately, you don't know why this person is saying that, but it might just be because a person needs to correct certain things so that your health can improve. So these are small, small little things that we need to understand the basic reasons why we are doing certain things. And now the fat And also for energy, there's also for energy and protection. Now, for your energy level, you need fat to provide long lasting energy, especially for when we women that are very active, okay, and we are doing always working. Fat is very important. So if you are on your table, you are put on your table now. That's why you serve your table and your meal, and you don't have certain things like maybe a few things, we would recommend, okay, add your chia seed, add your flax seed to your smoothies. And those are some of the reasons why we say, add some, okay, we made protein powder the last time, put a teaspoon or a tablespoon of your protein powder to this. When you're eating, you take chia seed that can help, flax seed that can help. They have the amount of, they are needed in that small quantity, but a powerful quantity that helps to sustain your energy. So if, for instance, now you want to take pap, for instance, I did that before, I think last month, when I wanted to take my pap. So pap can be water. When you take it can just be water. Like my husband would say that pap to him is just water. Okay. So, and it can be true. Pap can spike your blood sugar. Okay. Can give you energy, boost of energy. And another time, all of a sudden, it can shut down your energy level as well. It is the truth. Because why? The pap that you're taking are not combined properly. Anyway, the food that you're taking are not combined properly. So that's why, traditionally in Africa, in Yoruba land or so, okay, and also so sure that people that are not even Yoruba, they can also attest to this, that when you take pap and moi moi, is the traditional combination, knowledge base, okay? You take pap, which is the carbohydrate. You take moi moi, which is the what? It is what? Is it the protein? And inside that your moi moi, you also have what? You have palm oil that you have used to prepare it. You have put certain protein, little protein inside. You've added it. And so that's why our food must not be wrongly prepared, so that eventually your cooking will not have turned into a factory food. No more kitchen food. Kitchen is to process it and to ensure that your food turns to your pharmacy, not that your kitchen is not a laboratory. Your kitchen is now a factory where you bastardize and destroy the entire nutrients inside your food. For instance, if you are cooking moi moi, you have already peeled the skin. One, you have removed the skin of your moi moi, number one, which has taken the fiber and some of the nutrients of the skin. Don't forget, we have said it before, that the powerful nutrients that God has put into every food, the best of them are always at the back, at the peel, okay? Not now that they are bastardized, almost bastardized all the things that we are eating that has peel. Yeah, but you're not talking about that today. So the back of that, yeah, you have removed your moi moi, your peel. After removing the moi moi, you do not stop there. You now use one imported oil that they call different names to also cook the moi moi. You do not use palm oil. You now pack it with plenty of seafood. You pack crayfish inside. Have I said it's wrong to put crayfish? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the nutrients, the capacity. We've talked about crayfish before. Sometimes you can have an allergic issues, okay? Because I've said that before, that they are scavengers. They go under the sea. They help to eat all of this thing, bottom part of the sea, and sometimes they can eat up some of the things that are not very good for us. And in another way, we'd also bring them to us. And don't forget, marine water is very polluted now, and these people they go down to take all of these things. That's by the way. But what I'm saying is that your moi moi, in the process of processing it, you have already destroyed all the nutrients. Now you're going to cook it, which is normal. But before you finally cook it, you have to remove the skin. You have removed the everything. Some will not even cook the moi moi inside nylon. They will not use leaf. They will not use stainless steel pots or stainless steel container. They will use nylon. They will save one fancy foil paper that they are using to package the moi moi now. So at the end of the day, by the time you finish your food, you are eating the delicacy. You probably will be eating something that you have denatured completely. So when your food is well put together, moi moi and pap gives you a balance of carbohydrates, gives you a balance of protein. The oil is also inside. You can see the three macronutrients, they are present in your food. So some will go further. Like last month that I did something, I sprinkled a little cinnamon oil in my pap. I added coconut oil in my pap, and I also added my protein powder, chia seed, flaxseed. If you take your protein, your pap like that, you will feel fuller, longer, and sustained energy longer. Unlike when you take it, you start feeling fainty as well because it's only pap. I say, oh, meaning here, oh, jeun. You did not eat because it's only pap that you took. Fat also helps to cushion the organs and maintain body warmth, that body temperature. So if you have the right amount of fat, you also help to suit the right amount of temperature in the body system. So let's dive quickly. What are some of the types of dietary fat that we have? We have healthy fat, which are the ones that we are encouraging everyone to do. We have some monosaccharides, some they classify there. Don't bother about the big English. They have some they call the monosaturated fat, which is good for the heart and for the hormone. Is for the hormone. They are very hormone friendly and they are very heart friendly. And some of the sources of this one are from olive oil, avocado oil, nuts on the nuts as well. This nut, that's why they are always advised when you are eating your nut, make sure it's in moderation. So don't say, it's healthy food. You're packed a handful, 2 handful, 3 handful. You're deceiving yourself because you have too much of fat, you have too much of calorie from just eating that handful of nuts. So you have to be very careful when you are eating, when you are taking some of these things. Moderation is key in everything. Even taking water in excess can also be detrimental to our health. So take that one. You can find that in olive oil, avocado oil, nut oil. And please, when we are talking about some of this olive oil, please try as much as possible not to subject them to its temperature, high temperature. Sprinkle. It is better to sprinkle there to get the high amount of nutrients from this oil. Stop using olive oil to cook. Stop using avocado oil to cook. If you just want to do maybe the salt or something, use coconut oil to do that, and that will be very, very good for you. So you also have the polyunsaturated fat, which are very, very well good for anti-inflammatory process. They support your brain and they also support your reproductive health, and which are the omega-3 and omega-6. Okay, see, you see some oil production, they have a combination ratio, a balance ratio of 3, 6, and 9, because these 3, 6, and 9 that you have, like olive oil, for instance, have omega-9, omega-3 is in fish oils, omega-6 also in like hemp seed and the like. Now, some of these oils that you are talking about, some omega-3, omega-6 can be bit anti-inflammatory, but in the right amount of it, combining with 3 and 6 and 9, they do a lot of balance in your body system. So we can't completely eradicate omega-6. So that's why I'm saying when you have omega-3 and 6 in a balanced ratio, it helps your body system to fight inflammation, to support your brain, and to also help reproductive health. You see how a lot of health issues are linked to unhealthy eating. I hope we are seeing it. You see, when you say healthy eating, something is going to kill somebody someday. It is not about death. It is about having the right thing in the body, stability. Okay, focus, mental focus. Is it about that? Somebody is reading, having brain fog, having distortion, having issues in concentration and all of that. That's not death now. Okay, so there are different kind of death. Okay, sometimes not the one that you cannot hear, no breathe again, but some when you don't cannot function properly. That is another type of death too. So it's not about something. See how unhealthy eating can compromise the entire setup of our body system. So let's be guided. Natural. So now let's look for some natural fat, saturated fat. Now you hear saturated fat. What saturated fat are bad for you? Saturated fat are contained in protein, in a meat and the likes and all that. So it's not necessarily that they are completely bad for us. Okay, so let's look at some of the examples. So because that's one of the things that they said, coconut oil has a saturated fat that is not good for that. That's not true. Okay, coconut oil is one of the best oil that can help, and if it is done properly, coconut oil, cold pressed coconut oil. I emphasize again, and I emphasize to the women that I taught on Thursday, that cold pressed coconut oil, please don't compromise it. Don't buy cheap coconut oil. Please stick with your palm oil. If you cannot access good cold pressed on organic post fresh coconut oil, do your research and due diligence on how you can get your cold press. I like to use Kirkland coconut oil, but it's very expensive now. But if I buy that particular one, or have it at home, I might use it for a very long time before I gather money again to buy another one. Our health is very important, but then they have other vendors as well, some around us that are doing pretty well in our country, that are doing good job, okay, about coconut oil. So unhealthy fat, what are they? We must avoid unhealthy fat in our day-to-day diet and lifestyle. Unhealthy fats are not good for you. They are the ones that you find in fried food, all kinds of oil that is used in frying your food, like the one found in margarine, they found in pastries, because nobody is going to use high level of coconut oil to go and make pastries, except you are doing homemade DIY yourself, do it yourself at home. Okay, fried snacks, the ones that they use in frying your chips, plantain chips that we all love, okay? The snack on them, blah, blah, blah. When you begin to eat many of these things, they can have a bad impact in your body system because they disrupt the hormones. And no, aside when we hear hormones, one thing that comes to mind is that we just think about reproductive system. That's not the only thing. The hormones, our health is controlled by hormones. If the hormones are not in the right amount, right proportion, well circulated, there is going to be problem from beginning to the end of the processes of the body. That might just be some people, it because they have a thyroid issue, which is an hormone, thyroid hormone that is just malfunctioning. That might just be the beginning of some people health challenge. Okay, thyroid issues have been linked to breast cancer, cancer of the breast. So a lot of the structure just disrupts the hormones. You know, of course, disruption of hormones also brings about fibroid and all of that. Because when the woman is beginning to in reproductive age, there are certain things that just happen. Our hormones are always going down and going up, erratic. So in the course of that, if things are not doing well, things can happen. Fibroid setting, certain things just happen to you like that. Okay, so we have to be well informed to know that these hormones can be disrupted by bad oils that we inject into our body system. Just like the good oil will stabilize and maintain your hormones, okay? Then the poor oil and the bad oil, they will what? They will disrupt. They will disrupt the hormones and increase the risk of what? Heart. They will also increase heart issue. Okay, disrupt hormones, increase the heart problems, issue, and also mix just malfunction. You can imagine your hormones also have effect on your heart as well. So you need to. That's where women in the menopausal area they have subtle heart issues if care is not taken. And so that's why women in this category we must learn healthy eating. Nobody needs to preach it to us. It is part of our responsibility to trust God to help us to it. Don't only ask God, God, keep me, protect me, show me mercy. Yes, they are good. Ask God to give you wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to apply it properly. You need to apply wisdom. We need to apply wisdom properly. It's not good when Christians pray half-hearted prayers. You ask for the mercy of the Lord and you continue to live in disobedience concerning your body that He has given to you as a gift. So wisdom is profitable to direct us. Don't indulge in things that are not supposed to indulge in. Balance our lifestyle, because when menopause hits, it hits really bad on some people. I tell you, it's very bad, and it affects your whole, because it's about hormones, and it affects everything about hormones. So we must be very careful to ensure that we are we are safe. Okay, so let us look at some of these things. We talked about those one. Highly refined vegetable oils too, especially when you reuse your oil, heated oil consistently, even when it is coconut or palm oil. I've used this oil. See, I don't even know why we have to even reuse oil. What did you use the amount of oil to do in the first place that should make you to reuse it? You understand? When you are not doing commercial frying puff, frying puff commercially, or all of those things, those ones, and you buy puff outside, plantain chips, we are putting ourselves at a risk, because many of these people, they don't have your mind. When they use that oil first time, They will reuse it many times, and you are eating the plantain chips. You are eating it over and over again. Some people, they like me before. When I'm in traffic, there's one particular plantain chips that I used to buy. It comes in one color. It comes in green and red. Very lovely. I look forward to it. Many of these food that they sell to us on the on the road, many of those people are, they are addicted. One can be addicted to some of these things. I look forward when I'm driving. I look forward to the plantain. Reason that thing somebody mentioned that it gives, you can give it really bad hemorrhoid, and that is the truth. Bad hemorrhoid, it can give you over time when you continue to do that thing. Not only hemorrhoid, so it can just destabilize your body system. Me, after I just had to stop eating that plantain completely. I can't remember the last time I ate plantain chips. It's been a very long time, very long time. Let's look at some of the healthy oils for women. What are some of the examples of healthy oils for women that we can eat, of course, for our family members as well? Number one is olive oil. It is heart friendly. It's good for, to slow down aging process. It's also good to balance hormone. Olive oil is good. Please look out for extra virgin olive oil. If you can go the extra mile, organic. If it's organic, they get extra virgin olive oil. Okay, it's always put in a darker container and keep it for the rest time. I just bought one recently, large amount like this. Cost me a little money, but I know that oil, I'm going to use it. I think the expiration date is 2026, and I'm going to use it to that 2026 actually, by the grace of God. So because I cannot finish it, it's just put to sprinkle it on your salad, sprinkle it on some of the things, and just enjoy it. You can just sprinkle it on your yam. You don't have to eat your yam and eat it with egg all the time. You can sprinkle it with palm oil and put dash salt on it. Those old ways of doing our thing, they are not archaic. They are not old fashioned. Let's embrace our own traditional way of eating. Our forefathers, they eat their yam unpeeled. Cold, they just smoke it like that. And they put palm, even when they cook it, they sprinkle palm oil on the yam, and they enjoy their yam. But now you have to put egg, you have to put butter, you have to put sausage, you have to put bube and everything. Apart from the fact that they cost more, they also put a strain on your health, on our health, digestive health issue, heart issues, and all of that. So we need to take a new leaf. Okay, olive oil you can sprinkle on your salad, olive oil you can sprinkle on your yam, and just enjoy it. And then you go like that. So it helps with anti-aging. Avocado oil is also good, like we mentioned earlier. It's good for vitamin E, which is also very supportive for cancer treatment and all. And also it's good for vitamin E for the skin, for fertility support as well. Is amazing. Coconut oil is one amazing thing that can happen to us. But a lot of people are compromising production of coconut oil. And coconut oil is very sensitive. Coconut itself, sometimes some people use coconuts that have already grown mold. If you open your coconut, sometimes you keep coconut for a long time and you open it, you see that it's not looking fresh again. If you use that kind of coconut oil to compress this for oil, you are having a rancid oil. So that's why you need to know the sources of getting your coconut oil. Some don't care about oil. They say everybody is using coconut oil. They started producing coconut oil, and it's not. Some farmers, they understand the principles behind producing coconut oil. For instance, in Australia, I heard that when you want to harvest coconut, they put like a big thick blanket under the tree where the coconut falls. Okay, why? Because the principle is that when coconut falls and it hits the ground, the parts of the place that touches the ground will be damaged. There's a chemical distortion, and chemical structure of that coconut can be affected. And if you use that particular oil for oil, you get a rancid oil. Okay, so they are the principle. I know them, the advanced country, when they do research with their production, so they lay blankets, 3 blankets under their tree of coconut. When the coconut oil is falling, it's not falling directly on the ground, it's falling on that thick blanket so that they can get it. Go and research it if you want to get to understand this principle. But here, coconut, all kinds of coconuts just come to the market. They just go. They don't even sort them. They just break them. They don't know whether they are good or whether they are not good. They just use everything to do. So you must be ensured, because if you have right coconut oil, it helps with cholesterol. I can tell you that. If you have the right coconut oil, it helps with Alzheimer's disease. all kinds of brain disease. Coconut oil is the number one treatment. Coconut oil is number one treatment. All the issue with brain and all of that, Parkinson and all of that, dementia, coconut oil is fantastic because your brain needs the right amount of oil. For immune system, coconut oil is solid as well. Coconut oil is solid as well. Some just take a tablespoon or a teaspoon of coconut oil, but make sure the sources are right. If you don't have the right source, please run away or don't take the coconut at all. Coconut oil at all. Okay. So we also have, it's also a coconut oil is also very good for microbial. It has the function of to help with to retard microbes from your body system. It also helps as well. So it helps with build the immune system. It helps with that. Okay. So it also helps with it helps to detect for energy level, quick energy. If somebody is losing energy, for instance, now you give the person coconut oil, it can boost the energy. You see, when I was talking about the pap earlier, but when I was doing my pap, I added a tablespoon of coconut oil to it to sustain my energy level for a period of time. If you take that kind of pap, that you put a tablespoon of coconut oil on it, or I also add coconut oil to my oat to build energy level, so you're not eating plain oat, to build the energy, to sustain your energy, because you need that source, especially for people who are diabetic, for instance. So we advise them to add coconut oil to their smoothies, to their oil, something like that, so that it can help to balance. That's the purpose. When I shared the recipe for diabetic patient, I usually add 4 tablespoons of coconut oil into their smoothies. Why? Is to help to remove the coating on their cells that are blocking the penetration of sugar into their cells. That's number one. Number two is also to help them to sustain energy level so that there's no crash of energy or crash of blood sugar that can get into hypoglycemia. So that's another principle of that. And so many other ones. Then they also help with antimicrobial and all of that. So that's one of the purposes. Then the other one that's also good for women is flaxseed oil, which is rich in omega-3, helps with menopausal discomfort, helps with your mood regulations and all of that. You see, God has blessed us. Somebody is saying, where will I get good oils for? You can imagine how many oils that I've mentioned since. Also, I mentioned earlier evening primroses oil, also for hormone balance, for PMA, for PMS relief, and the likes of that. So, evening primroses is also another one. Do you know that someone that was a friend of mine who had an issue, and then she just had all kinds of issues about the system and all of that? Do you know what helped her? She just took evening primroses, and she has very terrible acne and all of that. Evening primroses was what she used, and she used it for 1 month, and that was it. That was it. So sometimes you might just please check with your physician before you go on to start taking evening primroses. Don't say you start recommending to yourself because you heard me saying it tonight. So that's another powerful oil that is very good for hormonal balancing. Okay, we also have sesame oil, which is also good for hair hydration. We also have sesame oil that also good for bone strength, also good for blood pressure regulation and the like. So also we have walnut oil, which helps with brain function and also help with to control inflammation. Now, my tips and my advice for everyone listening to me tonight and everyone that will listen to me after tonight. Okay, are you going to listen to me or do a replay of this voice note? This is my advice to everyone. Use cold pressed extra virgin oils where possible. This is my strong advice for you. Use cold pressed extra virgin oils when possible, like coconut oil, cold pressed extra virgin oils for coconut oil. You have cold pressed extra virgin oil for olive oil as well. Cold pressed of these oils, they are better. When your oils are heated up, there is the possibility of the oil getting rancid very quickly. Okay, so that's my number one advice. Number two advice is that as important as oil is, it is not that you should be frying egg or frying your puff, frying all of this tamosa, frying them every time and be eating it. You're going to have issues. So avoid deep frying at every time. Okay, avoid deep frying every time. Just do light cooking, okay, or eat your food raw. All right, or eat your oil raw. Like I said, sprinkle it on your yam, Sprinkle it on your coconut, on your plantain. Food doesn't have to be complicated. Okay, that is the whole essence of tonight, of these classes of food. You can see that you can eat your balanced diet, your balanced food, without complicating your plates. Okay, your food doesn't have to, cooking, and it doesn't have to be. We need to understand the principle of eating, or principle of taking our food, so that we can have the right amount of nutrients. Now, you want to also hit more of your nutrients from different classes of food, different classes of your food. Okay, not that you want to pay attention only to oil, because I've talked about oil alone, and you base only your nutrient on oil. Please ensure that you have range of different nutrients, okay, alongside with your oil as well. Okay, you must be able to balance your omega-3 and omega-6 intake. Too much omega-6 promotes inflammation. You know what? I said that, I've been saying that before. So there must be a balance. So if you are taking omega-3, omega-6, which is in MCD, for instance, now you have omega-6 in MCD. So we have a balance of, when we were making our protein powder, if you are using MCD, you're using your flaxseed, your chia seed, your MCD, your day seed. You have been able to use your 3 and 6 in a balanced proportion. Okay, so, and some oils, they have a balanced proportion, like Udo's oil, for instance, have a balance of 369 in the right proportion. They've already balanced it out. So you must ensure that you don't have too much omega-6. And that's why I advise people who eat a lot of tilapia fish to please take it easy, because tilapia fish has high level of omega-6 in it. And you know that tilapia fish are a high level of fat as well. But that fish has been known to have high amounts of omega-6. So, on a lighter note, the oil is not your problem. The oil is not your problem. It's pairing your food actually that is your problem. When you are pairing your food, make sure that you pair your food, your oil well, with a good vegetable to boost nutrient absorption. So your oil is important, with your vegetables to help with nutrient absorption. Okay, so how do you now, to conclude, how do you, after hearing all of this, how should you combine your food? How should you combine your food? Now we have talked about carbohydrates, we have talked about the protein, we have talked about the fat and oil. How should I combine my food together? We're already 9 o'clock. So by next week, by the grace of God, I will be sharing with you the right proportion, a right amount of your food. That your breakfast options that has both carbohydrate. I share some tips tonight, but God willing, next week I will share more tips on your breakfast, your fat and oil. Your breakfast having your fat, your oil, your protein inside at the same time, so that you can have solid. Even the children, when you are presenting your food on the table, you're having the right amount, so that in your plate, as you finish eating, you know that I've eaten vegetable, I've eaten protein, I've taken my fat and oil, and I've also taken my vegetables, okay, which will promote good health. All right. So, God willing, next week we will do a recap on that food composition, even to our vegetables, our soups, our vegetables, our native foods, all of those things, the power that they carry, the things that they have inside. I will be bringing you there. I'm hoping to be able to do a lot of carbohydrate-rich food, that we only see that's carbohydrates alone, but they also carry some other nutrients as well. I'm hoping that this information has helped everyone listening to me. God bless you. So now to our challenge. Now our kidney cleanse challenge starts on Monday. On Monday, kidney cleanse start on Monday. We have series of ingredients that we have mentioned that we'll be using for our kidney cleanse. This week, the first week, we will be indulging in watermelon. Watermelon as our kidney cleanse. The other week, I will be giving you the information. But all of these things, if you have them on ground, is fine. But watermelon is the first that we'll be using throughout the week, Monday through till Sunday, or through till next week or Saturday or Friday, whichever way your capacity can carry. Make sure you indulge. You can blend your watermelon, which is very good. If watermelon is very hydrating, and you know kidney loves anything that have water. Kidney loves water-rich fruits a lot, and so that's why we're taking watermelon. Apart from that, research has shown the benefit of taking watermelon on our kidney. Okay, it helps to flush the toxins. It helps to go to clean out the toxin very well. So please bring your family on board on this as well. Fill them over. Let them take watermelon alongside with you. I have my watermelon ready. So from Monday, by the grace of God, we'll start eating watermelon very well. So next week is what? Water kidney cleanse with what? Watermelon. So stay connected, join the community for as we go on to our cleanse this month of August. We're going to be doing using different things. The second week we're going to be telling you what we're going to be using. The third week we're going to be telling you what we're going to do. And the fourth week, of course, we're going to be telling you what you're going to be using. So for this week, please but get your ingredients ready. You can get your cranberry, can get your other things, your celery and your parsley. You can get them. You can decide to get them next week, but we will let you know when we're going to be using celery and parsley. It might be the second week, but for now, I will let you know in the course of the week so that you will know when to get your parsley and your celery. And because I know you should raw vegetable so that it doesn't get spoiled so easily. I trust God that today's class has blessed you. If it has, and I want you to share with your friends, share with many people, let them hear the word. The word is impacting a lot of people. So don't be selfish, don't keep it to yourself, share with others. And I trust God for God helping us not to imbibe with all of these things and granting us help and grace, oh God, to achieve great success in our health. Thank you for listening. I remain yours, Oluwatosin Ogude. God bless you.